Nummy, you go wash up first. I let Nummy go first. Okay. The washstand was made of extremely smooth porcelain. Perhaps the seal was old, but water continuously dripped down from the tap. Nummy turned the handle. The white washstand turned bright red. Blood! Nummy clung to my shoulder. No, it's just rust. Rust. Before long, the red water ran clear. The pipes have got to be old. See? It's okay now. I soaked my hands under the running water. Nummy was decidedly jumpy. I wanted to get her back to her happy old self again. Ah, there's no soap, huh? You want soap, right? I'm okay with just water. How oddly meek of her. Normally she'd complain that she most definitely needed soap at a time like this. I wonder if there's any in the bathroom. I turned to look at the glass door in the rear. I wonder if there's any in the bathroom. I turned to look at the glass door in the rear. Ah, I'll go check. Nummy entered the bathroom. Well then, I'll check around here. I opened the cupboard by the mirror. Perhaps it had been a long time since anyone had used it, because it was covered in dust. There was a toothbrush that's bristles had gone yellow. An open tube of toothpaste that had gone to waste. And a woman's razor was sitting there as well, but it looked considerably dated. The blade had gone rusty and there was still hair stuck in it. Grossed out, I closed the cupboard. I glanced at the mirror and saw Nummy's face reflected in it. I questioned her through it. Did you find any? No. Her voice echoed throughout the bathroom. I see. Surprised, I turned around. What's wrong? What's with the face? Nummy stepped out of the bathroom. Nummy, you were just over there, weren't you? Yeah. If Nummy was in the bathroom, then I shouldn't have been able to see her reflection in the mirror. What happened? Nummy's expression clouded over. It's nothing. Forget about it, I said evasively. I didn't want to scare her any further. I probably just saw it wrong. Anyway, there's no soap? I smiled and went back to the topic at hand. None. Well, maybe there's some here. I knelt down and opened the doors beneath the sink. Ugh! Inside stank like strange, rotten mud. I attempted to look inside without breathing through my nose. An S-pipe ran through the middle, and keeping away from that, there were various items such as washing detergent, bug spray, shampoo, vinyl bags and other rubbish on the right. The pipe must have leaked old water, and it mixed with dust and various leaking medicines below, making me want to vomit. Would there really be any soap in there? Is this it? I grabbed a large white plastic box to the left of the pipe. Inside was a wooden box with a cross on it. Isn't that a medicine box? There's something underneath. Nummy, lift this up, would you? Nummy grabbed the handle and pulled up. As she did, Several large, greasy, black bugs started crawling around the bottom of the box. Yeah, cockroaches! Nami screamed and threw the box in her hands to the floor. The lid opened as it bounced, and inside, several small bottles and packages of medicine spilt out onto the floor. The cockroaches disappeared to the corners of the room and out the door in an instant. Ah, it's gone everywhere. I smiled and picked up the fallen medicine. I'm sorry, I don't like bugs. I'll pick it up. Nami got on her knees and started putting the medicine back in the box. Hey, are they gone? The cockroaches. Yeah. Ah, there it is. The soap. I stood up and turned on the tap. Nami continued picking up the spilt medicine. Why don't you wash your hands first? We found the soap after all. Yeah. She gave a non-committal answer. You probably shouldn't touch that stuff with dirty hands either. Yeah, you're right. Nami stood next to me and started washing her hands. The mud from our hands and arms turned the water black and churned down the sink like a whirlpool. Tara-san? What? While I was cleaning up the medicine just now, there were a bunch I've never heard of before. You've never heard of? Yeah, medicines I've never seen before. Show me. My interest was piqued. Show me. My interest was piqued. Hang on. Nami grabbed several things from the medicine box. See, this. I grabbed a tube of medicine and read the label. Chloromycetin with fibrinolytic enzymes. What on earth is this? I opened the cap and squeezed a little, and a white cream slithered out. Looks like it's to stop itching. But it didn't have that strong smell that you usually get with such creams. There was nothing else written on the label but those names that were so difficult they almost made you bite your own tongue. I read a different tube label. Vitamin E and sulfur drugs? Nami looked at me, surprised. That's what they used in the Vietnam War. Defoliant? Why is defoliant mixed with vitamin E? The medicine use was written on the label. Looks like it's for burns. Show me the others for a sec. I was overcome with curiosity. Prevents local coagulation. Heparin. Calf blood extract. This is all kelioid medicine. I had no knowledge of any of it. It was written on the label. As Nami picked up the medicine on the floor, I opened the lid. Hey, look at this. What a strange colour. It was a small, flat, round plastic container. There was a purple jelly-like medicine in it. I've never seen a medicine this colour before. Most of these are medicines I've never seen before. Right? Nami looked at me triumphantly. But there sure are a lot of pastes here, and they're all for burns. Maybe someone burnt themselves. Maybe, but do they really need so many different types? Whatever. Let's just get all this cleaned up and then wash ourselves. Hang on. There's one more on the ground over there. A small brown glass bottle with its lid off was on the ground. Is it empty? No, there's something pale yellow inside. Maybe it's a paste as well. Not much was left, just a small amount of thick, pale yellow paste. A handwritten label was on the side, but the paper seemed rather old and had turned yellow. Acronol? Tincture. Is this one red oil, maybe? The characters are blurred. Tincture oil, probably. Do you know what that is? It's also a burn medicine. Why do you know that? I was surprised that Nami knew such things as though they were plain old common sense. Why? These things have been around forever, haven't they? Maybe. Maybe you got that defoliant thing before wrong. I smiled maliciously, and Nami snatched the bottle away and closed the box. I don't care whether you believe me or not. I'm kidding, I believe you. Even so, seemed they were all burn medicines, huh? I stood up, tilting my head, and opened the glass door in the back. The floor was covered in light blue tiles, and there was a white Western-style bathtub. The walls were also covered in tiles, but black mold grew in the joints between them, and many of the tiles themselves were cracked. It was a rather small bathroom for such a large mansion, and there was barely enough room to dry yourself after getting out of the tub. Were Japanese tubs just like this too? We're not going to be able to share this at the same time. What? What did you just say now? No, nothing. I'm fine by myself, thank you. So you did hear me. Nami entered the room. Hey, I wonder if the hot water's working. I tried turning the shower tap. As I thought, red water trickled out. It was cold. This won't do. Half resigned, I turned the tap all the way. Before long, the water turned clear, and at the same time, heated up. I put my hands under it. Ah, that's nice. Let me see. Nami went to put her hands under it as well. Feeling evil, I quickly turned the tap off. Nami glared at me and left the room. Are you angry? No answer. Returning to the bathroom, Nami was grabbing a towel hanging by the sink. Are you going to use their towels? Why not? It's only to get rid of the water after I've already washed. It's just the same as drying myself, she said brusquely, brushing past me to the other room. Aren't you going to take your clothes off? I'm going to take them off inside. Ah, I see. Well, I'm going in first. Nami closed the sliding door. Wow, this door's pretty heavy. It won't close properly. The door rattled, refusing to close right. What are you getting angry at? It's fine how it is. But then I can't lock it. She looked at me, scared. Don't peep, all right? I won't. You better not. If you do, we're over. Yeah. Finally, she decided to shower with the door unlocked. I could see her hanging the towel and getting undressed through the frosted glass. I'm glad she's okay. With that in mind, Pretending to keep my promise, I pretended not to look. Pretending to keep my promise, I pretended not to look. That's right. I forgot the change of clothes. I'm just gonna head out the entrance for a sec, I said to Nami and stepped out of the bathroom. Grabbing my bag, I sighed and looked around the room. It was quiet. Looking at the clock, the needle was pointing exactly at 10 p.m. Nothing but strange things have happened since we got here, but maybe we'll make it safely till morning. The sound of the armor again. I looked over where the suit of armor should have been, but it wasn't there. The sound was coming from the bathroom. I returned to the hall. I didn't know whether the armor had turned the corner or not, but the sound was getting further away. I ran. Right as I got close to the bathroom door, Nami suddenly screamed. Nami, what's wrong? I opened the bathroom door in a panic. When I got inside, Nami burst out of the other door at the same time. My eyes caught on her wet, white skin. She was stark naked. Our eyes met. Nami knelt down. Get out! Get out! She curled over and screamed with all her might. Sorry. I jumped back out into the hall. Turn around. Yes. Nami slammed the glass bathroom door. Hey, what's wrong? Did something happen? Look, I didn't do it on purpose. I was worried. Sure, I was worried, but I also felt like I'd just won the lotto. No, you stay out there. Her voice remained sharp. I spoke as calmly and gently as I could. Okay, I'll stay out here until you tell me it's okay. But are you okay? You said it was hot, but you didn't burn yourself, did you? I'm fine. I just burnt myself a little. Just wait for me. What happened? The water in the shower suddenly got really hot. So then I tried to turn it off, but it got so hot that I couldn't bear it anymore. And it's so narrow in there. I had no way to escape, so I jumped out. I guess the facilities really were falling apart. Are you okay? You're not burnt or anything? I'm fine. I'll be out soon. I'll leave the bag with our clothes here. I placed the bag in front of the glass door. Nami's hand reached out from the small gap. You can come in now, Nami said before long. The steam when I entered the room was smothering. The warm air stuck to my skin. Nami had already gotten changed and was drying her hair in front of the mirror. Her cheeks flushed red after her shower. I'm sorry about before. No, it's fine. I peeked into the shower room. Thick steam rose in the air, and hot water continued to fall from the shower head. I ran my hands under it. Ay. This is boiling. Right? If you'd have been a little slower, that would have been a massive burn. Oh yeah. Maybe that's why there are so many burn creams here. A light bulb turned on above Nami's head. Ah, but that's the wrong way around. Normally you'd fix the shower first. Well, other people's business is none of our own. I'm just glad you're okay. But what are we going to do now? The water's too hot and it won't stop. We can't just leave it on like that. Yeah. Oh, I know. I remembered a large machine out the back. Judging by its location, it had to be the boiler or something. I'm gonna go check out the boiler room for a sec. There's a boiler room? I saw something that looked like one earlier. I'll go and have a quick look. Will you be okay? I'll be fine. I'll be back soon. Having said that, I left the bathroom. I ran down the dark hall. I made it to the metal door at the end and suddenly remembered the sound of the suit of armor from before. There was no way it could be down there. I swallowed and reached for the doorknob. I yanked the door open and jumped outside. Nothing there. Phew! Most of the rain had stopped. Let's go then. As I went to step outside, somebody grabbed my shoulder from behind. Hooah! It was Nami. What are you doing? I screamed. Well, I'm scared all by myself, she said sweetly. Look, I'm asking you nicely, but can you not call out so suddenly like that? I lost 10 years of my life. Like I said. I know. I get it. Well then, do you want to go together? Are we going to get dirty again? Well then, what do you want to do? Don't get so angry. Where is the boiler room? Look, you can see the light from the bathroom window over there, right? There's something that looks like a basement just under that. That's close. Kinda. Well, I'll stay here. I'll stay here, so come back quickly, okay? What? You're the one who said it's close. You're not coming with me? I'll get dirty. Looking closer, I saw Nami was barefoot. Oh, I see. I get it. Well, I'm going now. I went down the concrete stairs. If something goes wrong, I'll call out, so make sure you come back, okay? What could go wrong? I walked with my left hand along the wall. The wet ivy leaves rustled. Before long, an entrance appeared, like an open hole. I went down the dark stone stairs and shone my light down the end. A large, flat silver machine rose out of the darkness. Numerous metal pipes rose out of the top, poking into the roof and walls. The boiler room, just like I thought. I shone my light on the gauge in front of me. What the hell? The thermometer needle was pointed at 80 degrees. And, even now, it continued to rise. It had only just started to rise before, so Nami was okay. But if she'd stepped into the shower under this boiling water, then... A chill ran down my spine. When I found the knob that controlled the temperature, I was once again shocked. The temperature scale was set to 100 degrees. Why is it set so high? Come to think of it, it sounded strange as well. Just like the mansion, the boiler seemed to be old as well. I reached out for the knob and set it to 40 degrees. Now all we could do was see what happened. How was it? Nami asked as I returned to the back door. That's while it was boiling. The temperature had been set to 100 degrees. Eh? Nami was speechless. Well, you got out quickly, so it was probably only around 50 degrees when you were in there. How hot do you think it was just now? It was 80 degrees. 80! You'd die, for sure. I entered the mansion, chatting somewhat excitedly. But why was it set to 100 degrees? That's so hot that you can't even shower in it. I don't know. But don't worry, I set it back to 40. It'll be good again before long. I don't need it anymore. I'm scared. Plus, I'm clean already. Well, I'm not gonna force you to go back in there again, and you've already gotten changed anyway. We returned to the bathroom. Well then, I wonder if the heat has actually gone down. I opened the sliding door. Ooh! The heat from the steam smothered my face the moment I did. White steam hung in the air. It was just like being in the middle of a cloud. But the temperature of the shower had gone down. I stuck my hand out and turned the tap handle. It's off now. A brief respite. Nami grinned. Hey, do you know what time it is now? I remembered the clock downstairs. I'm pretty sure it's just past 10. Huh? Nami, didn't you have a watch on before? Looks like I dropped it somewhere. I definitely had it on in the dining room though. I see. All right, I'll help you look for it later. But I deliberately made myself look pathetic. I'm terribly sorry, but could I go ahead and have a shower first? Touching the hot water just now made me want one so bad. I'll just be 5 minutes. The tub's already full of hot water. Yeah, and I just get in and... You don't have to ask me so seriously. Ah, that's right. Before you do that, hang on. Nami entered the shower room and, wringing out her wet polo shirt and shorts, left again. They were the clothes she was wearing before. Hey, don't you think the drainage here is kinda bad? The water from before didn't get any lower at all. I looked down at the floor. It was a little lower than the main bathroom, and the water seemed to be stuck there. Maybe it's clogged. I entered and looked for the drain, but I couldn't find anything that looked like one. I looked down between the bathtub and the wall, the gap only about 1 fist wide. Ugh! Black hair floated in the hot water on the floor like seaweed, all tangled up. It was too long to be Nami's hair, but it was no doubt the cause of the blockage. It made me imagine a drowned body, and I felt sick. I hesitated a moment, then looked away as I plunged my right hand into the water. The long, thin hair filtered through my fingers and over my palm, tickling me. I did my best to ignore it, and grabbing the hair, whether it was 10 strands or 100 strands, I grabbed it all at once and pulled. Some of the hair slipped through my fingers, but another part made a sound like tearing that I could almost hear going up my arm. For a while, it felt like it was pulling me down, but I loosened and tightened my grip, fighting with it. Finally, The hair split into two with a splash, and more hair than I could ever have imagined floated to the surface. Long, wet hair clung to my arm as I yanked it out like it was alive. Clenching my teeth, I left the room. When Nami saw me, both hands covered her mouth and she turned away. I wasn't surprised. Grime and dirt floated to the surface, making the floor extremely unclean. I threw the hair into the bin beneath the sink, tore paper out of the holder on the left wall, and wiped off the rest of the hair that was on my arm. Did they cut their hair in there or something? I joked, trying to push the gross feelings aside. But it wasn't entirely a joke. There was no way that was just someone losing a little hair in the shower. I ran the paper under the water and stood before the sink and painstakingly scrubbed my hands with soap. Is it still clogged up? It seems to be draining now. Thank God. There was probably still some hair left, but as long as I could shower, I didn't care. I didn't want to touch it ever again. Well, I'm gonna shower now. I'll be quick, but if someone happens to come home while I'm in there, well, no problem. Nami stood by the sink and washed her clothes. I pushed the door, and it rattled as it closed.